very cold in here.
Oh, wow.
Let me think about it. All right, what?
You said you think about it.
I can still do it.
Sorry?
I can still do it. Maybe a little bit later.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm making up breakfast.
Okay, make me some too, please.
Sorry?
Make me some too, please, if you're my friend.
I'm making cereal.
Oh no, we don't want that.
You want me to put some rice in the bowl?
Oh yeah, it should be hot now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll have some coffee instead.
Okay.
A big cup like this one. Here you go. So yeah, I'm about to do the live about the headlines that the mainstream news media will not tell us, but God needs us to know.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
Heat up the water and bring the ingredients. I'll put the rest.
Okay.
Put some chocolate in there. 1 row of chocolate. 3/4 water.
Okay.
Coming to you live from this very cheap small apartment. Here to crumble dark kingdoms. And motherfuckers who think they above the law. Oh, you never knew that there was a weapon like this formed against you, did you? Yeah, you use all that you got at your disposal against we the people. And now God is using everything it's got at its disposal against you, the crooks, the movers and shakers of society, those who don't give a fuck about whether we cry or we laugh. As a matter of fact, it pleases you more to see us cry. How evil is that? Why so mean? This is reality TV. Okay? I don't have any rules here. Well, not really. Oh shit, I was supposed to take a picture of that before I did this. Okay, wait. Malika, can you take a picture of this for me, please? Take a picture of these decks so I remember which ones I was using.
This one.
Yep, yeah. Anyone in your camera then? My pressure, bad. My pressure, mad. My pressure, sick. Send it to me, please. Thank you. Because that's for us to continue our family readings. take a little break, take a little detour. Thank you. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Nicholas laid down his sweet head. Grab your popcorn. Or your coffee or your tea. While I get ready. You see, with powers like mine, these people don't handle me in a regular way, so I can't behave in a regular way. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get the download, you just gotta go. Can't give them time to prepare. You call up their computer hackers like, hey, I need you to stop this. I need you to block this. Okay, so I need my board. Our ceasefire is over, although they never stop fighting against me. Thank you. I still can't breathe clean air in my home. My very phone is emitting poisonous fumes that burn my eyes and my nose. So they never stop fighting against me. These people who run society, who want to shut me up. But I stopped fighting against them for like 2 days. I needed a break. As a matter of fact, I'm not even fighting against them. I'm just standing up for our rights because it's the right thing to do. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. Oh, Malika, bring me one more piece. I had taken off one piece off of it. Yeah, bring me the chocolate. Only God knows what they did to my milk. I don't think they got to this. This was an unexpected buy. But things that I use on a regular basis, like the milk, most likely contaminated or sabotaged. Because my body's doing things that it doesn't regularly do. And I know that's what they do. They've been doing this to me for many years now. They started fighting against me in 2008. I realized them sabotaging my food in probably about 2009, 2010. Yeah, and it's been the same since then. My discharge is yellow. Yeah. I'm a celibate woman. I've been so since 2011. I don't know anything about yellow discharge. So something that they're putting in my food is giving me symptoms to make it look like I have some kind of a problem. I don't know if they're trying to destroy my womb or if they just want people to think that I have an STD or what. I don't know what these people are doing. Yep, coffee. Ooh, that's a bit much. But it's okay. I like this coffee. It's bitter. I'm a hot chocolate, making myself a cappuccino for breakfast. I can't use sugar because they contaminate the sugar. I can't use regular milk like I would because they sabotage that too. I don't know if it comes from the factory sabotaged or if they got like a special supply somewhere that they put in the stores that I shop from. I don't know how they do what they do, but I know they do what they do. When I say they, I'm talking about the movers and shakers who run society who want to shut me up from spilling all their secrets, their dirty little secrets. They want us to fall, but they don't want me to help in their downfall, you see. No, I must shut up. But I refuse. That's who the they are. Those who run society. I'm not confused about who the they are in my story. Corrupt government officials, corrupt corporation owners, just the corrupt who have the power to say what takes place and what doesn't take place in society. Those people. Those are my they. They, quote unquote. Monica, turn that down, please. Sorry. Thank you. We don't want another one of what happened last time. They were too happy to say, "Ooh, this has been blocked in several territories." Fuck you. We want the whole world to hear this. We don't want to give them no reason to block nothing nowhere. Away in a manger, no cream for a bear. Okay. Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your lovely children. I know we're not the best, Most High. I know we disappoint you sometimes, but thank God you are you. Well, we thank you that you are you, because even in our weakest, even in our darkness, or darkest, even in our most savage times, you still can find it within you to show us love. You find us worthy. When the rain falls, it doesn't fall on one man's housetop. When the rain falls, it doesn't fall on one woman's housetop. You love us all equally. You've forgiven us for our sins before we even ask. It is we that hold ourselves back by not forgiving ourselves. And picking up and moving on and trying to sin no more. Lord, you've come into the world consciously in these times to let us know what truly is and what is not. You said, let those who have an ear hear, and those who have eyes, let them see. So I know that everything is as it should be. I thank you for using me. I thank you for allowing me to be a part of the greatness that humanity is about to experience. I thank you for your protection. Thank you for your wisdom. I thank you for your courage. Thank you for all the good things, and I thank you for all the bad things that have taken place, that is taking place, and that will take place. I thank you for the fact that good will always conquer evil. Love will always immobilize hate. The light will always drive out the darkness. I thank you for putting me on the right side of your law. I thank you for what you've done, what you are doing, and what you're about to do. Sila. Yeah. So see, this is the reason why the news channels should do what they're supposed to do, because then you won't have to come here and watch idiots like me waste time like this talking these big talks, and then you have to wait a whole half hour or something for me to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, journalism was true journalism where anybody can get it. Anybody can be exposed. You don't even hear the word expose anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's hiding secrets for the rich and the powerful. Eh? They're so afraid to lose their job that they make everybody else suffer while they serve these agents of wrong, these agents of darkness, these agents of destruction, these agents of greed, these agents of selfishness, these agents of corruption, these leaders of the Sodom and Gomorrah sector of society. God destroyed the whole city of Sodom and Gomorrah, and they told us it's because of homosexuality. It was because of homosexuality, but as far as I can see, they missed a whole host of reasons. They didn't tell us anything about the corrupt officials. Well, at least I didn't get the story like that. They didn't tell us nothing about the energy vampire people. They didn't tell us about all the sorcery. Or maybe I missed the fucking story. Maybe I should read the story again. Ooh, one of these days I might come on and read the story live from the Bible. You know? But it's just, when I get the story, all they talk about is the homosexuality. And it's like, that's not enough for God to destroy a whole, what, a whole city? Or a whole whatever. The country? Was it a city? I don't know. But yeah, they didn't talk about all the people who are using babies, babies, O type, A type, O positive, O negative, AB negative bits to regenerate themselves. They didn't tell us about that part, that's for sure. I know for sure they didn't tell us about that part. Yeah? These are the type of people that are running society and walking around posing in front of us like we're better than you. Are you? I beg to differ. Strongly. You don't even use creams as facials on your face anymore. You use BL. OOD. Who does that? You're better than who? You drink it, you eat it, probably inject yourself with it. When y'all made me sick in 2018 and my blood was draining out of my body, what blood did you people fill me up with? I needed 4 bags of blood. Did y'all think that that would diminish my power, my spiritual power, my magical abilities, my psychic abilities, my intuitive abilities? Ha ha ha, that working out for you. I told you, the gifts that I have has nothing to do with my physical being. It's a mental and spiritual thing. It is my connection to the heavens that make me as great as I am. I choose to connect. I love to connect to the heavens. I love to connect to the light, to the right, even in the face of death. Who does that? We are not the same. Y'all think your expensive clothes and your exclusive clubs and your big bank accounts and your expensive cars and your big house make you better than? Better than who? Who you really are is the parts of you that you hide from us. And those are the parts that I love to dig into. CIA ain't got nothing on me. If just say, go on, Chanel. I'm like, okay. That's why I forgot to give me that green light, bruv. How about classified? Classified what? Classified from who? Ain't nobody fucking with my click. Click, 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 click. Ain't nobody fucking with my click. Click, 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 click. Who's gonna run this down tonight? Bitch better have my money. Pay me what you want me. What else? Say, I'm not gonna diss you on the internet. Oh, yes, I am. I'm a survivor. How many of those songs did my life story inspire? And you're gonna live, I hope, to see all of them come and slap you in your motherfucking faces. Y'all thought you knew me. Y'all thought you had me figured out. Y'all thought you could conquer me. I wasn't made for that. Glory be to the Most High God, the creator and sustainer of all things, all peoples. Babylon the Great, God the greatest. Babylon the Great, Chanel the Greater, God the greatest. Let me fill in the blank for you. Chanel and everybody who God is using the way that God is using Chanel. We are the greater. God's the greatest. You are just great. And you ain't even great for real. Your greatness is everybody else's greatness that you've been stealing from. Babylon the thief. Babylon the vampire. Babylon the bully. Babylon the liar. My love hasn't come along. My lonely days are over. In life is like a song. And loud. The skies above are blue. I don't know no more of this song. Thank you, and good night. Oh my God. Listen, I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eyes are on the criminals, and he watches. Oh, can't hit the bass with. Why? Why? Okay. So, Most High God, what's on the headlines today that these motherfuckers gonna hate me for? You know, one more thing to add to the bombaclat list of things to hate me for that they are responsible for, you know? They didn't have the inkling to discipline themselves or stop themselves. They didn't give a fuck about what they're doing and how it would affect other people and all these things. They just care about self-gratification. Okay? They ain't give a fuck. But now that the shit is hitting the fan, all the blame is gonna come on me. For sure. Because I'm the face of your company, of course. I know it's your battle, but my fucking face be getting it. Literally. My nose, my eyes, my ears, my teeth, my lips. Yeah. My chin, my throat. All this be getting it. Because I am the face of the company. Anywho. Yeah, shit. They're gonna blame me, obviously. It's all my fault. The fact that their businesses are crumbling, their societies are crumbling, people are getting stronger and all these things. It's all my fault. It's not the fact that they hate the way that they've been treated or they have been mismanaging money and misusing the information and that's why their businesses are crumbling. They're not gonna look at the fact that their businesses were crumbling before I even got on the scene. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna look at that at all. They're not gonna look at that at all. No, everything is her fault. It's her fault. We need to get that bitch. Yeah, we already know that. But yeah. So, what do you want to reveal to us at this time? Who, what, where, when, why, how? What do you want to reveal? And mainstream news media is hiding it. But God said, let there be light. sing because I'm hearing the name of a country in my head, but something feels off about it. So we're gonna use my handy dandy deck since their name is in that deck, and if it comes out, then I'll know for sure. Yeah, it's their 15 minutes of fame. Okay, so got this one. What else? Okay, this one. This one. Okay, this one. Ooh, I don't even like that deck. That one. And that one. Nobody likes that deck. This deck that talk about that shit. Oh wait. Yeah, nobody likes that deck. I don't like that deck. I had to make that deck because I'm dealing with people like these people. The movers and shakers of society. That's how they get down. In order to catch a criminal, you have to get into the criminal side of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a homicide detective, you have to be able to think like a killer. So as I am investigating these people in the upper echelons of society and their horrible practices, I have to get into their kind of thinking and create decks that talk about collapsing other people's currencies and, you know, shit like that. I need to get a deck that's talking about bombing others and injecting them with this and that, and yeah, I need to get even deeper with the dark shit because I only touched the surface. So I'm gonna have to, let's see if they come out of the deck. So if they don't come out the deck, then I will ignore it. But if their name come out the deck, then I know that this whole reading is all about them. Okay? I've been hearing China, just for the record. Okay? I woke up this morning thinking about China. Because I saw a report yesterday. And I got a glimpse of how they could use the law to control what we share on social media. Because the post that I saw was alleging that people who talk about law and like other professional thingies and finances and something else, they're not allowed to make any posts on the media if they don't have a degree for doing so. So if you haven't been schooled and received the certificate for doing so, you're not allowed to post about these things. Now, let me get the full list for you. Are you dead? It's dead. So I can see how they could use the certificate as grounds to shut people up. So it looks like a lawful move, but it's not, because before there were any schools, there were teachers. China, Mr. Xi Jinping, and all those who support that nonsense, if it's true. Before there were any schools, there were teachers. So the fact that somebody didn't have the opportunity, or maybe the money, or the desire to enter your educational facilities, it doesn't mean that they're less qualified to speak on these topics. Sense is sense, truth is truth, falseness is falseness. None of us went to school to have children and raise children. None of us went to learn that, yeah, all of us are doing it. Y'all think you're clever. But if you impose these things and they actually work, it's fine. Because God got something else for you. That's what you need to recognize. Any one of you lawmakers decide to implement any foolish fucking laws that shut us up or shut us down or hinder us in any way to help in the growth and prosperity of each other, because it's at your detriment for your horrible life decisions that you made to be a liar and a thief and a killer and a destroyer and a controller, controlling and overstepping your boundaries of authority. If God allow you to do that, don't worry. We the people weren't meant to stop you. God got something else to stop you. Remember that. Xi Jinping and all those who support you. You want them to come into your educational facilities so that you can brainwash them and intimidate them into saying only what you want them to say. Only that which will help to keep you up high. You don't want the ugly truths about the nonsense that you're doing to come out. This social system that you people allegedly, again, have in China, because I haven't been there to see it. I'm only reporting on what I heard. This is hearsay. This social scoring shit that y'all use and subject the people to. Do you and your children use and are subjected to these same rules? Are your friends also subjected to these same social rules? This social scoring? I highly doubt it. God ain't sleeping. God is seeing everything that you're doing, and you will pay for it. If the reports are true. China, Xi Jinping, and everybody else responsible for that bullshit. I wanted to get the categories that I saw in the post. Is it China now regulates influencers? They must have degrees or some credible certification to discuss professional topics such as law, medicine, finance, and education. That's all I got from the report. I didn't even listen to it. Just think about those categories. And how the monopolization of this information can be detrimental or can negatively influence the society as a whole. Because education covers a wide variety of topics. Professional, that covers a whole scope of profession. So what the fuck are they meant to come on the social media? What influencers meant to come in and come on and talk about? Just do dumb shit. Just dance and sing and do pranks. So basically, they're trying to monopolize on information. They're trying to take information out of the hands of the people and only feed them what they want them to know in a way that they want them to know it. So, for example, let's say mathematics. If you want to teach mathematics on social media, we all know that 1 plus 1 equal 2. They could start some stupid shit in their universities and their schools talking about 1 plus 1 equal 3. And anybody who come on and say 1 plus 1 equal 2, they know that you didn't learn that from their university, even though it's falsified information. So it's like they're trying to block truth. Because if the education is true, if the information is true, then what's the problem, Mr. President? What does it matter who is it coming from? Or who it is coming from? Just because you all have the power to do things, it doesn't mean that you should. It will come back to bite you in the fucking ass. And not only bite you, but bite your children and everybody close to you. Just wait for it. God knows exactly how to get you. God knows exactly where to hit you. God knows exactly who to use against you. You've been warned. Y'all think you're untouchable. Because you make the laws, you swear to God that you're untouchable. You're above all laws. Nah, you're above your own laws. You're above your own police. What y'all have to realize is you are a system that exists within a system. God's system was here before yours was even ever thought about by yourself. Y'all think that because God give you a little bit of leeway that y'all could just do whatever the fuck you like for as long as you like and there's nobody to stop you? You can suffer as many people as you like and there's nobody who can do anything about it? Who the fuck raised you? The people before you knew better than you. How did you come to these conclusions? These inaccurate conclusions? I don't care if y'all shut me up because I know you received the message already. I have done so much in my little short space of doing this that I know that even if I was to disappear and never be seen again, the work that we have done precedes us. The seeds have already been planted. You cannot stop this movement. What movement? The revelation revolution. The freedom of we the people. The fulfillment of the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Yeah. See it there? See it there? These Chinese people came in my dream inviting me to join their fucking school. Some kind of academy for extraordinary children. And there were 3 black people there. Astro Queen, some thick black dude, and me. And a whole bunch of Chinese children. Everybody else was Chinese. Astro Queen was so elated to be chosen. I was like, fuck y'all. I don't even know what happened to the dude. I don't know what decision he made. But I wanted no parts of it. My gifts are to be used by the Most High God. No politician. No group. No organization. No coven. None of that. Y'all want a reading? I'll check to see if God even want me to give y'all a reading. That's how serious I take my thing. Because I know the type of people that I'm dealing with. And I know the kind of information that I have access to. I have to get clearance to take your job before I take your job. That's how I'm going to run my thing. Because I'm not playing. Y'all are not going to have access to my gifts. Unless God say. And I'm certainly not going to just take it upon myself and do it and make myself look like a fool. Yes, I've almost talked for an hour and haven't started a damn thing yet. Because everything that I said is relevant to the mainstream news media and the type of shit that they hide from us. These are the type of things that they're supposed to be reporting on. These are type of exposés, 60 Minutes and all these shows that used to come on. Looking for corrupted officials and all these things. They don't do that shit no more. No, they're in bed with the corrupted officials now. They take payoffs to make the corrupted people look innocent and make their record look clean. That's what they're doing now and call themselves journalists still. You're not journalists. You're something else. This isn't journalism. This is something else that you do. Whatever y'all doing nowadays days, all of you mainstream news media organizations, y'all don't do journalism anymore. Y'all do something else. Since Astro Queen joined this academy, Astro Queen has never been the same. Since Astro Queen joined that Chinese academy, Astro Queen has never been the same. I don't know what they did to her. Her channel isn't even called Astro Queen anymore. And the two words that make up her new name, it begs the question, is this some kind of a spell or something? I don't even want to call it. It's like, why would you put those two words together? What does that mean? You're right to change your name because that's not Astro Queen anymore. Even if it's Astro Queen flesh, whoever lives inside that flesh, whoever's operating, that's not the Astro Queen that we know and love. You want to take us to China and then allow all your little Chinese students to benefit off of our gifts, benefit off of our energy. Y'all just want to use us. Y'all don't care about us. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't give a fuck about us. You want what the fuck we got. And you want to give it to your people so that you can use your people. Fuck you. Let's see who falls out. Interesting. So we got ECOWAS and the News Corp mass media. You, the mainstream news media, that's you. All of y'all together. Interesting. At the bottom of the deck, we got the European Union. We white folks, we run this. Ooh, and we got Jamaica coming in right behind that. Some very strange things are happening in Jamaica right now. And then we got Turkey coming in behind that is the underlying issue. And then we got St. Martin coming in, and we remember Dubai was trying to do something in St. Martin that wasn't right, and some Ethiopia come in and protect. Oh my God, what are we digging into? Okay, what are we gonna do with this? Y'all know what the fuck this is. People them say the storm that's coming to Jamaica, it's been on its way for weeks now. They've never seen a storm take so long to touch down. They said this storm is not moving normal at all. This storm is very weird. Everywhere wash out, buildings crumble, all type of thing. I've seen a tornado in Jamaica. The tornado erected itself a single tornado, and then that faded, and then another one come up, so then two of them come up, and then a whole group of them come up. The tornadoes were moving like soldiers, bruv. The first tornado erected itself, and then it just kind of died down. Well, it erected itself, it moved closer to a school, and it died down. Well, according to what the people said in the video, it's a school. And then when we thought it was over, a couple seconds after, it erected itself again, and then a second one erected itself again, and then we saw a whole bunch of them erect themselves together, and then they all came together, right? And once all these little spinning soldiers came together, right? They all move in one accord over to the school, take off the school roof, and just died. Leaves me to wonder, well, what were they using that school for? What was happening in that room? That school room in Jamaica. Why did God erect its wind soldiers to go take off piece of the roof? What was God saying to those people? Only those who've been using that room for things that they should not know why God take off the roof and what God is trying to say. What were you people using that schoolroom for? I never know that tornadoes develop in Jamaica. I even saw a video with hailstones falling in Jamaica. And not hailstones like what we get in England, either on my side over here in London, you know, like proper ice. We don't even get hailstones like that, and Jamaica is a tropical country. So what really take place in Jamaica? Or was that AI? Something definitely is taking place in Jamaica. And a days now them a show with storms and place get washed out, and the sea levels rising, or the water coming way up. Places had to get evacuated and all sorts. What really take place in Jamaica? With Jamaica's weather? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, Mosai, what do you want me to do with this information? So China didn't come out, but the News Corps, that is interesting. So is there something that you're hiding about ECOWAS, News Corps? Is there something that the mainstream news media should be telling us about ECOWAS that they're not telling us? Let's see which direction God want me to go with this. I should put this back in order. Just in case I need to reference it again. So, what do you want us to do? Okay, so we're here to look into ECOWAS. Okay. So ECOWAS it is. What is the mainstream news media hiding about ECOWAS? But God need us to know. First thing we're gonna do is define ECOWAS. According to what Google wants us to know. Economic Community of West African States. I'm going to read it and I'm going to show you so you can pause and read it yourself. It says, Economic Community of West African States. The Economic Community of West African States is a regional, political, and economic union of 12 countries of West Africa. Collectively, the present and former members comprise an area of 5 million and something kilometers square and have an estimated population of over 424.34 million. That seems irrelevant. What we want to know is who is a part of ECOWAS. We don't care about how big their territory is. Is it the collectively the present and former members comprise an area of what look like 5,114,162 kilometers square. I don't get why that's important. Which countries are under ECOWAS? That's what we want to know. First of all, let me show you what came up. They say that battery kind of dead. They say the source is Wikipedia at the top there. Now I'm gonna go on to the Wikipedia. So if Google and Wikipedia are lying to us, don't worry, your turn will come where you're gonna get it too. Considered one of the pillar regional blocks of the continent-wide African Economic Community, the stated goal of ECOWAS is to achieve collective self-sufficiency for its member states by creating a single large trade bloc by building a full economic and trading union. So basically, these states that get together, they're there to look after themselves for its member states only. So it's like you have a family of, say, 50 people, and 12 of them decide that we gonna start some kind of economic support group, and they're only looking after themselves. They don't care about the other, what is it, 38? I'm terrible at maths. 38, 39, 40. Yeah, I think I got that right. Okay. So let's see. Additionally, ECOWAS aims to raise living standards and promote economic development. The union was established on the 28th of May 1975 with the signing of the Treaty of Lagos, with its stated mission to promote economic integration across the region. A revised version of the treaty was agreed and signed on the 24th of July 1993 in Cotonou, the largest city in Benin. ECOWAS's published principles include equality and interdependence of member states, solidarity, self-reliance, cooperation and harmonization of policies, non-aggression, promotion of human rights, economic and social injustice. Oh, so see, it says social justice. Economic and social justice and democratic governance. Now the question is, what exactly is democratic governance? But we're not getting into all that right now. I'm looking for the states. Okay, we got member states. So, member states. Well, let me show you my source first before I move on. I was reading that. Okay, you can pause and read. So now we're going to go down to member states. And that's that part right there. Okay, so member states. ECOWAS currently has 12 member states. 5 French speaking, 5 English speaking, and 2 Portuguese speaking. All current members joined the community as founding members in May 1975, except Cape Verde, I think that's how to say that, which joined in 1977. Morocco officially requested to join ECOWAS in February 2017. The application was endorsed in principle at the Summit of Heads of State in June 2017. However, Morocco's bid for membership was stalled as West African economic actors feared goods imported through Morocco's free trade agreements would flood the market of states within ECOWAS. Interesting. So they asked to join, and they were stalled because they're too good at trading. They got too much. But y'all say that you're all there to support each other. So what does it matter who's doing the bulk of what if they can manage to do the bulk? Anywho, so the 12 member states, I'm looking for the names of the 12 member states. Why don't they just tell us the 12 member states? What's that about? It said member states and then give us that garbage. 5 French speaking, 5 English speaking, and 2 Portuguese speaking. Fucking who are they, Wikipedia? That's what we want to know. Call names. Because they go on to say states that have withdrawn or been suspended. So what is this saying then? ECOWAS is dismantling. So how can they say 12 member states? So if we got all these people who have I'm trying to make sure I don't waste my damn time because it's like why can't you just tell us the 12 member states? Oh, so now it's all the way down here. Okay, I found it. Fucking hell. You were supposed to put this first. Whoever it is that arranged these things on Wikipedia is supposed to put this first and then in the next statement tell us who was suspended and who withdrew from the group. This is awkward arrangement. And I didn't go to school to learn that. Anywho. So, the 12 member states, we got Benin, Cape Verde, I think that's how to say it, or Cape Verde, Cape, something like that. And we got the Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Ivory Coast, Liberia, Nigeria, Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Togo. Those are the 12 member states. Now it's important to get some information on who was suspended and who left. Well, we got Burkina Faso on the 28th of January, they say 2022, Burkina Faso was suspended from ECOWAS following a military coup. We got Niger was suspended from ECOWAS after the 2023 coup d'etat and threatened with military intervention if President Mohamed Bazoum was not restored to office, causing the Nigerian crisis. Let's see who else. So we got Arabic speaking Mauritania was one of the founding members of ECOWAS in 1975 and decided to withdraw in December 2000. Mauritania signed a new associate membership agreement in August 2017 though. So that feel like something important to know. We got Mali was suspended from ECOWAS on the 30th of May 2021 following its second military coup within 9 months. Guinea was also suspended on the 8th of September 2021 shortly after a military coup took place in the country. Sanctions were placed on both countries on 16th of September. On the 10th of January 2022, Mali announced its decision to close its borders and recall several ambassadors with ECOWAS in response to sanctions imposed for deferring elections for 4 years. So Mali and Guinea had sanctions placed on both of them. And Mali announced its decision to close its borders and recall several ambassadors with ECOWAS in response to sanctions imposed for deferring elections for 4 years. That sounds like they caved to me. Sound like that's what they're saying. We got so they wanted this Mohamed Bazoum restored to office when it come to Niger. I'm guessing he was a crook. We got additionally ECOWAS, well it says causing the Nigerian crisis. Additionally, ECOWAS closed all land and air borders between other member states and Niger and instituted a no-fly zone on all commercial flights to and from Niger. The suspension removed all commercial and financial transactions and froze Niger's assets in ECOWAS central banks. And this is the reason why I say you should always keep some cash around you, whether you're a government or you're a civilian. When you put everything that you got in the hands of these people, they can do what they want with it, including block you access or block us access to our own property, our own money, as it suits them. Let's read on. On 16th of September, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso formed a military alliance, the Alliance of Sahel States, following ECOWAS's threat to intervene to restore civilian rule in Niger. Interesting. Let's read on. On 21st of November 2003, Niger's military government asked the ECOWAS Regional Court to order the lifting of sanctions imposed on the country. They asked the ECOWAS regional court to order the lifting of sanctions imposed on the country. Shit. T- t- Until the coup, aid from countries like the United States and international organizations like ECOWAS accounted for almost half of Niger's annual budget. Following Niger's ECOWAS suspension, Niger's neighbors closed their borders to the country, and 70% of its electricity coming from Nigeria was cut off. While these sanctions and consequences that have followed have affected the individuals and economy of Niger, the government is not backing down. As a result of the suspension, children have not been able to attend school due to a lack of supplies, and businesses are shutting down due to rising costs. Further, the ECOWAS lawyer pointed out that Nigerian government is not recognized by ECOWAS and therefore does not have the power to ask the regional court for a removal of these sanctions. Duh. I declare war. If you resist, ask and maybe it shall be given unto you. You never know what you could have achieved if they didn't ask, but you know that these people weren't going to open up anything to you because they want to hurt you. Since you no longer want to be a part of them, they have made you their enemy. They don't know how to play nice or play fair. Okay? And we already know ECOWAS is infiltrated by the Americans. They're like the hand of America in Africa. Okay? So, let's be real about it. No, you don't want to fight, but at the same time, if they're going to shut you off, then you must have other means put in place whereby you can survive. You don't need to ask them for anything. If God wanted you to have access to whatever borders and whatever else you needed, God would allow it. If it's closed, that means you don't need it. Niger, Burkina Faso, and whoever else was part of this trio, alliance states, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. If they close, let them close it. You have land, plant food, and try your best to protect it from airborne attacks. If you have to go underground and develop some of them, I don't know what it's called, system, you can plant food underground too. Do what you have to do to survive if you're serious about your independence. This is how it's gonna have to be for the time being. Unless you have a better idea, implement that. Stop begging these people. Do not give them the opportunity to feel powerful and good about themselves. Tell them, fuck off. God will provide a way for you and your people. Because the people, they're supporting you. And luckily, you're in a generation that understand that you have to go through the hardship if you want to win, especially when you're dealing with enemies like America. And their huge worldwide organization. It's a huge undertaking that you have taken on, but it's not too big for your God. Fuck ECOWAS. They're criminals, they're criminal minded, they are what is wrong with this world anyway. They are the extension of the corporate criminals who run this part of the world in Africa. You don't want to be a part of the Antichrist's party. Anyway, be glad that they shut their borders to you. Rejection is God's protection. Let's see. On 28th of January 2024, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso announced via a joint statement that they were withdrawing from ECOWAS without delay. The three nations, all of which are currently ruled by military juntas, accused ECOWAS of implementing inhumane sanctions in order to reverse the coup in each nation. Under the ECOWAS protocol, immediate withdrawal is not possible, and the three member states would remain in the bloc for up to a year. ECOWAS said in a statement that Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali remain important members of the community, and the authority remains committed to finding a negotiated solution to political impasse. Good luck. On the 24th of February 2024, ECOWAS announced that it was lifting some sanctions against Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Interesting. 24th of February 2024. Okay, let's see. For Niger, this included the border closures, the freezing of central bank and state assets, the suspension of commercial transactions, and the no-fly zone for commercial flights to and from Niger. However, the political sanctions and targeted sanctions. Malika, that's a bit loud. Malika, I can hear whoever you're talking to. So, for Niger, this included the border closures, the freezing of central banks. Okay, we got all that. So they basically take up almost everything, if not everything. However, the political sanctions and targeted sanctions would remain in force. The communique said this was done for humanitarian reasons, but it was seen as a gesture of appeasement to dissuade the three junta-led states from withdrawing from the bloc. ECOWAS also lifted sanctions in Guinea and Guinea-Bissau. I don't know if I'm saying that right. In December 2024, ECOWAS heads of state of the member countries met to finalize the decision regarding the withdrawal of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, united under the AES. President of Senegal, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, stated on 8 December 2024 that he was continuing to discuss with the three countries remaining in ECOWAS while maintaining the alliance of Sahel states, which he recognized as a security response in the Sahel region. On the 12th of December 2024, ECOWAS President Bola Tinubu confirmed the political will of ECOWAS leaders to reintegrate the three countries from the alliance of Sahel states. On the 15th of December 2024, the Conference of Heads of State of ECOWAS adopted an exit transition period for Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, which begins on the 29th of January 2025 and ends the 29th of July 2025. So it's already done. During this transition period, ECOWAS has indicated that any exit would be reversible. The AES rejected the proposal. Celebrations were held in the three countries to mark the formal exit on 29 January. ECOWAS noted the withdrawal while calling for the continuance of existing arrangements for the free movement of people and goods, including requesting its own members will accept documents from the departing countries. So the AES rejected so I said, during this transition period, ECOWAS has indicated that any exit would be reversible. The AES rejected. They were like, "Nah, we're not gonna change our mind. We're sure. We're leaving." Okay, let's see. So the foreign ministers of the Alliance of Sahel States. So why do they call it AES? Where you get the E from? Alliance of Sahel States, AES. It's supposed to be ASS. So what if they want to call you ass? The fuck is AES? AES was another. I saw AES up here as something else. So it's like, where was it? Oh, it was AEC. Okay, my apologies. It's African Economic Community. Okay, AES. So what does the E stand for? Okay, let's finish this part. And then we move on to find out what God wants us to know up here. Okay. Still accept documents from the departing countries. And so you should accept the documents from departing countries. Just because they're not a part of what the fuck you got going on, it doesn't mean that they're unrecognizable. That's what's wrong with you fucking heads of state and heads of government and heads of this and heads of that. Y'all want to go on like if we don't want to be a part of what the fuck stupid shenanigans you got going on, like we are not recognized. We are just nobodies. Fuck you. So the foreign ministers of the Alliance of Sahel States met on the 26th of January 2025 in Kagadugu. I don't know if I said that right. In anticipation of future talks with ECOWAS. Exactly, you have to work together. We don't want to be a part of you, but we live in this world together. We all need to work together. Okay? Alliance of Sahel States. I prefer to call you that. I'm not going to call you AES. Because I don't know what the E stand for. The ministers reached a consensus on the overall approach to future negotiations with ECOWAS in the best interest of the Sahelian populations. From the 29th of January 2025 begins the beginning of a 6-month transition period after the official separation with the three Sahelian countries. The three Sahelian countries rejected any possibility of reversing that decision. In June 2025, the heads of state of ECOWAS met to finalize the formalities for the country's exit from the Alliance of Sahel States. That's good. That's good. God's got you. It's time for people to stop selling out to these giants just because they're afraid. You're afraid to stand on your own. Your people are afraid to suffer a little. Your people are afraid to have to lose the way of life that they've come to know and have to adopt a new one that's working for them according to the conditions that they have to live under, according to the aims and objectives that they are currently trying to achieve. You got to fight. You got to, when I say fight, you got to stand up for something. You got to You gotta learn to adapt. You have to be teachable. You have to be adaptable if you want to achieve your goals in life. Okay? Or else you can continue to be slaves and continue to be misused and abused by the strong arm of America in Africa forever. It's up to you, you know? But it's nice to see you guys standing on your own or trying your very best to. And I do wish you very well. It's about time that we all took our power back and stop allowing these antichrists to make us into antichrists too. Okay? God is better. All right? People who choose to be antichrists are clearly stupid people, because it not only destroys the people that they throw their anti-Christian vibes at. When I say Christian, I don't mean like the religion Christian. I mean antichrist like. Let me say it like that. They're antichrist like vibes at. It don't just destroy those who they throw their antichrist like vibes at. It also destroys they themselves. Because look at how all of the bad behaviors and the wicked acts of these corporate giants and these movers and shakers of society, these corrupt politicians and other members of government, civil servants, and even some from the private sector, and even individual people who help with this negativity. Look at how it's all coming back to bite them in the ass now. So things that they've been getting away with for years and years and years and years, it is judgment time in these times. It's judgment time in these times. And you have to pay. You have to do the crime. Do the crime. Well, you felt you had to do the crime. Fine, you did the crime. Now you have to do the time. I'm not coming off this live until I'm done. I already used up 1 hour in a preamble. All right, Mosai, tell us what you want us to know. So this is all about, why did I put the cards away? ECOWAS and the News Corps. So this is about what the mainstream news media refuses to tell us about ECOWAS. And you see, the reason why the European Union is the underlying issue is because, like I said, ECOWAS is the long arm of America in Africa, of the Europeans in Africa. So ECOWAS, these people who are in alliance with the ECOWAS fraternity or maternity, whatever you want to call it, who are all those who are in the ECOWAS ring, their allegiance is not to the African peoples. Their allegiance is to those overseas, those Europeans overseas who want to keep a hand on Africa and its goods and all its human resources. When I say goods, I'm talking about all the things that they find in the ground that they use to make their machines and their phones and their TVs, all the things that they don't want to pay for. They want it for free. And these ECOWAS leaders, they're willing to give them as long as they, the leaders, are getting their own share. They're willing to implement anything. And don't get it twisted. All you subjects of these ECOWAS member states, if the Americans tell them to turn on you, they will turn on you too. Because their allegiance is not to the people of the states that they represent. Their allegiance is to the Europeans who pay them their money on a monthly or weekly or fortnightly basis. know that. Yeah, out of business. What's at the bottom of the deck? It's terrible. Yeah. These ECOWAS leaders, they don't have no allegiance to their people. Their allegiance is to their slave masters. Let's put it like that. Because they are house slaves. They get treated better than everybody else. So if master say to do this to their own to you, their own people, they will do it. So if you find an outbreak of this and that and they're blaming Burkina Faso, one of them other countries, don't be surprised when you find out later on that it's actually your own government who is responsible for the breakout of whatever. That's how America play. America will send a bomb from the east and send a bomb from the west, so that who live in the east will blame who live in the west, and who live in the west will blame who live in the east, and then America will then come in and sell weapons to those who are in the east and sell weapons to those who are in the west and make money watching you two go at each other, fighting each other when you didn't start the war in the first place. America will put out propaganda and see now they're making masks that look like people. We have to be very careful in these times. They make full masks, bodysuits that make you look like someone. And the more of a big player you are in the game of life is the more time they're going to take to make a replica of you and me. That's why I give thanks for every blemish on my body, every imperfection. Because if they want to put somebody out to mimic me so that they can do some foolishness under my identity, they have to get every detail right. Those who are paying attention, they're gonna know. Every black spot, every missing tooth, every scratch, every white spot, every tattoo, every imperfection, they're gonna have to get it right. We have to be very careful in these times. The more important we are, is the more careful we need to be and mindful of what is possible, so we don't get tricked. These heads of these member states, they don't care about their people. Let me tell y'all that now. That's not how they were bred. That's not how they're being cultured. Their allegiance is to the Americans, the Europeans. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the subject matter of this part of the message, we got scattered. Interesting. So what the news media don't want us to know as it pertains to ECOWAS. But God need us to know. The subject matter is scattered. Interesting. So we got the withdrawal card, but it was in the reverse. Let's check it. Feels lighter like this. Okay. So we got withdrawal of the original. Oh, and then we got duplicate. So what you're looking at now, calling it ECOWAS. Everything is not as it seems. That's the first thing. The originals have withdrawn. Several, if not all of them, have withdrawn. And what you are looking at right now are duplicates. Like I said, be mindful of those suits where the CIA and them, they make these suits that look like people of influence so that they can do things in their identity. So with this withdrawal of ECOWAS members, the original members of ECOWAS, they have put duplicates in their place. So that's what the mainstream news media don't want us to know. So if you're seeing president so and so of this state, of this member state, and that member state of the ECOWAS, just know that most likely you're looking at a duplicate. I don't know if it's all of them who have left the union, but a number of them are no longer part of the union, and all they did was replace them with a duplicate. So probably they have kidnapped the originals. Can you say withdrawal of the originals? They may have kidnapped the originals, or maybe they just sent the originals somewhere on a holiday so that their duplicate can take over. And if there's an assassination or something, they're the ones that get assassinated instead of the original. Or I don't know what's going on there. Okay, the underlying issue is hired help. The duplicates are hired help. They're not the original people. So what you're looking at when it comes to the leaders of the ECOWAS member states, they are not the original people. They are duplicates. Okay. Hired help, recession. So to recede means to go back and ask questions. You need to ask questions. So if y'all are interacting with these ECOWAS leaders, you need to make sure that you are interacting with the original character and not some duplicate. That's the first message. So we got tax back and legalities, money earned, a different name or a different face, because they got stranger coming in next. So they pay duplicates to look like and take the place of the originals. Let's dig in some more to find out what else God wants us to know. Yeah. So it's actually a different name. It's a different person. It's actually a stranger that you're interacting with. It's not the original members of ECOWAS. So they're using their name, they're using their face, but it's not them. It's a meat suit. It's a mask. It's a very carefully made CIA mask. So whose breaking story would this have been if the news media were actually being what the news media was? Investigative journalism. What a cracked open case this would have been. It's the type of kids that they have to watch their life. You know, they'd have to be they have to be careful. Get bombs put in their cars and crap put in their food and move into an apartment of like a gas chamber and their own phone is emitting poisoning your toothpaste and yeah. I guess I'm what's new in journalism. How was the first hour of the show? Oh my god, shit, you're stuck with me. until somebody else come, I'm all you've got. He says, all right. Thank you. Yes, we suffer together and we win together too. Shit. We gonna be the winners here. So all you children of ECOWAS leaders, y'all need to check and make sure, is that your daddy? For real? Is that your mama? For real? Is that your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, your grandpa? Is that really you, grandpa? Is that really you, grandma? Or do you already know? I don't know. Let's see what else God wants us to know. We're not going to dig into all of that because I know we're going to be here for a while. It's almost 2 hours already. But we're doing this. So I'll spare them some of the embarrassment because we could really dig into this shit if we wanted to. But God already chose what decks we're going to use because God already decided this is what I want you to share. So I'm not going to share information outside of what my master has asked me to share. Unfortunately. Maybe we need to come up with a gossip column. Be like, do the children know that that's not their real parent? Yeah. Like, are the members of ECOWAS gone away and, I mean, of their own volition? Did they leave on their own or did somebody help them to leave? You know, where's the real president of Nigeria? You know? And all the other ones. Where's the real president of Benin? Oh my god. The revolution. The apocalypse where nothing is hidden. Apocalypse means the unveiling. And that's exactly what we do. We unveil things. That's what apocalypse mean. They act like apocalypse mean. They were trying to convince us for a while that apocalypse meant like destruction, like things blowing up and big tsunamis and hurricanes and just utter chaos. Nah, this is the apocalypse, the unveiling where nothing can hide anymore. The truth at our fingertips. I saw this news commercial come on talking about with the rise of misinformation on social media. It's like they're here to stamp out this misinformation. So I guess they're talking about people like myself. But let me tell you something. You can call this misinformation all you want to. With time, it will be revealed that this was 100% true. And then how you gonna look calling us, people like me, a liar? Where did you do your fact checking at? How did you come to your conclusions? Because look, apparently it was true. So you have to be careful what steps y'all want to take when y'all want to be so desperate to bring down and shut down people like me. Because you're only setting yourself up for failure. I promise you. Your options is to do what is right or sit down and shut up. Integrity is the way forward, or shut the fuck up. Or set yourself up for failure. It won't bother me. I'll be happy to report on you. So we can all laugh at you. And they use a black man's face to do this commercial too. Oh, all of a sudden black people are so valuable in society. Oh my God, they push our face up. Black people's faces are the faces of so much things in society right now. It's such pleasing things to my heart. Oh my God, we've been waiting for this moment for so long. Yeah, motherfuckers. Now that the shit is hitting the fan, now is the time that they want to use black faces. So when shit really hit the fan, we'll be looking for those black faces. Ain't no white faces to be blamed for this shit. They're behind the scenes watching and laughing. And y'all feel so proud. Or maybe they're black meat suits too from the CIA. Perhaps is a white man in that suit. Wearing a black meat suit. Okay. It's plausible. So now they don't even need to hire black faces no more. So now we need to verify the people. The revelation, the revolution. The fight is different. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, the subject matter of this part of the reading, we've got lobbying, influencing legislation or law. Okay, so they've put some fake faces. Okay, some real faces, but it's the fake people. So they've replaced the original members with some duplicate members of ECOWAS. They've replaced some original members of ECOWAS. So like the president of the member states, they are only duplicates. The original people, they're elsewhere. Why? We do not know. Let's read on to see what's happening. But it's got everything to do with influencing legislation or law. So perhaps those original members, they weren't as antichrist-like as they themselves thought. So they had to bring in some real antichrist-like people, put them in a meat suit that look like the heads of these member states of ECOWAS, so that they can implement these laws that the European Union want them to implement. Okay. And then I guess the duplicates are going to step away, and the originals will then return, and they'll be the ones to get blamed for these laws, these new laws, which are most likely going to be something to hurt the people. So we're going to check this one and this one. Will this feel right like this? This feel right like this. Okay, so they're all in the, oh, this one was the last one, so it's this one. Okay. So we got influencing music. So the music would be the harmony. The harmony would be between the desires of the European or the antichrist people and the heads of states of this ECOWAS union. So basically the law that they want to impose come from the European Union peoples, but the original members of ECOWAS were not on board with it. So they just removed the original member of ECOWAS and replaced him or her with them with duplicates. So the world is looking at these people thinking it's the original people when it's just a duplicate of that person. Somebody wearing a mask to look like that person. Whilst they implement the laws that the European want them to implement in these said member states. And these laws are going to be inciting violence. So whatever laws they want to implement on the people of these member states of ECOWAS is going to make the people angry. Okay? And that's them fulfilling their end of the bribe. So this would be the duplicates fulfilling their end of the bribe. This is what they get paid to do. They get paid to put on this mask, go to these African countries and pretend to be their presidents. Okay? So that they can pass these laws, these horrible laws that's going to incite violence in these countries, whilst looking like they are the president of these countries, but it's not actually the presidents of these countries that are bringing in these laws. They've either been kidnapped or they're somewhere on vacation. I would imagine they've been kidnapped. I would imagine that their absence is not voluntary, since this is what they want to do. Because if their heart was in it, they wouldn't have to change. They would still be there, full signing these agreements and implementing these laws. So I'm imagining that all these members of the ECOWAS states, these head members of the ECOWAS states, they are absent not of their own accord. Their absence is involuntary. So the underlying issue, we got influencing the soul of spirit. So they're trying to incite violence in these member state countries. You see why I just said to you about how America plays the game dirty? So all of you stood with ECOWAS for all these times. All of you have been loyal to ECOWAS for all this time, and now they're using ECOWAS against you and your very people. You see why Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger separated themselves? Let's read on. So, influencing the soul or the spirit, rebelling to maintain their parental rights. So, the ECOWAS, the original ECOWAS members, these heads, they were no longer on board with the things that they saw coming. The future of ECOWAS, the future that the European Union has planned to use ECOWAS to do. The heads of these ECOWAS member states were not on board with those plans. So the European Union, they removed these heads of states and replaced them with clones, people who are just wearing a mask to look like these heads of states. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. So, rebelling to maintain their parental rights, we got collapse or ruin them and sway public opinion. It's coded information. So that's the secrecy, where you think you're looking at the original person when you're looking at a duplicate of them. So it's like they're holding them at ransom. So it's like, if you don't do what we say, we're just gonna ruin you. You have to do what we say, or else we're gonna ruin you. So these ECOWAS members put themselves in a pickle. So we got it's coded information, brainstorming to create fear, to influence their personal life and collapse their businesses. So they're basically saying, if these heads of states don't do what they want, they're just gonna do that thing and sway public opinion. So now, with all these laws that they're passing, that's not in the best interest of the people of these ECOWAS member states, these leaders are going to be hated for even implementing these things when these leaders didn't implement them. It's actors that the European Union hired to take the place of these leaders. So it's like a divide and rule. So once they've finished implementing these laws, the actors will retreat, and the actual heads of these states will be released. They're like, now go and deal with the public. Let's see if the public eat you alive for bringing in these laws. So the actual person who allowed these laws to come in, they're already gone. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. All right. Yeah. So like I said, ECOWAS is only being used as the hand of the European Union in Africa. The European Union never cared about, and those who chose to be a part of it, they never cared about their people in the first place, but now they want to get out. They see that shit is getting too deep. They're like, yeah, my heart is cold, but I'm not that cold. Yeah, well, it's too late. You were dancing with the devil, now the devil don't want the music to stop. The devil say, if you won't dance with me, I'll just get somebody who look like you to dance with me. And everybody that's watching is gonna think that you're the one dancing with me. They'll never know. Introducing Chanel Green with the Ask God Here reports. Oh my God, this shit is good. Life. See why they want to kill me, y'all? Shit, if they don't do it, it won't come up on the table, innit? If they're not guilty of doing anything, it won't come out. Because it doesn't exist. But if it comes out, then that means it exists. It happened. Or it's going to happen. Or it's happening. Shit. God don't lie. They know exactly what I'm saying is exactly what's happening. Because it sounds very American to me. Because we did all those, remember last Christmas, I think it was. Not last Christmas. Was it last Christmas? Nah, man, the Christmas before that one. 2020. I think it was 2023 Christmas. Where God was revealing all that information about America and how they move. How NATO and then move. And yeah, that sounds exactly like what I learned from those readings. After they done do their dirty work, the actors leave and they release the originals from whatever bondage they got them in, and you'll never know that it wasn't the originals who implemented all these. Well, you weren't supposed to know. But God needs us to know. So here I am telling the world. And we are grateful. At least it shows that these ECOWAS member states have some level of conscience. That's nice to know. They have their limits, you know? They're like, shit, our hearts are cold, but we're not that fucking cold. The European Union said, okay, since you won't do it, we'll get somebody who will. No problem. You? Just capture you. Just take you over here. You could chill out there. Put you in a nice villa inside, look real nice, but you can't open the doors, you can't open the windows, you ain't got no fucking cell phone, you ain't got no connection to the outside. Stay here until we're done doing what we got to do, using your identity. The mainstream news media would never tell you this, but God need us to know. So how many times have they done this before that we are not informed of? Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, got confused. How they gonna know? They gonna know because this bitch Chanel gonna tell them. That's how they gonna know. This bitch, this black bitch on YouTube, she's telling them. That's how the fuck they gonna know. Shit, God told me. God told me to tell all y'all. I'm just doing what I told. As they like to say when you walk into their office, I just work here. I don't make the rules. Oh my God. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, sir. I don't make the rules. I just work here. Would you like to speak to head office? the subject matter of this part of the message is confused. Yeah. So the cards that came out, we got embarrassing and closed-minded. Embarrassing and closed-minded. So somebody is really embarrassed about the information that we're sharing at this time. It's like it never dawned on them that this shit happens. It never occurred to them that this shit happens, and they are actually embarrassed that they never thought of this being a possibility. You should connect to us on Facebook. It'll keep you in the loop. Yeah, you should connect to us on Facebook. So yeah, we need to be up to date with what is possible in these times. These people, they're not playing fair, and their repertoire of diabolical behavior is like light years ahead of our imagination. We don't wake up and study evil on a daily basis. They do. Kill, steal, and destroy. Okay? That's what they do. They kill, they steal, and they destroy. So any way that they can manage to do these things, and I included lie and control as well. So kill, steal, destroy, lie, and control. That's what the enemy is here to do. By any means possible. Okay? So let's keep an open mind. All right? Let's see the underlying issue. We got confused, exalted. They take pleasure in confusing us. Oh, that's why they're mad at me right now for revealing this shit to y'all. They are so mad. But we don't care. So, confused, exalted. They're like laughing. They're sitting back in their big offices and their fancy chairs and their fancy suits with their fancy cigars and their fancy wine, and sitting with their brethren just laughing at what's happening in Africa right now with the ECOWAS member state heads. They're like, they don't even know that they're fucking duplicates. Look, 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 look. So what, these people go home to their wives and their husbands? Oh, the stuff that great movies are made of. Anywho, let's read on. So we got fighter. Let me put them this way. Stupid. Lazy. And that's justified. So it's like, how can anybody fight against this if they don't know? We're not aware of it. Stupid. It's not in our brain. So our ignorance, let's say, instead of stupid, let's say ignorance. Our ignorance made us lazy, and us not doing anything about something like that is justified because we didn't know. Let's read on. So we got bothered, prejudiced, attention seeker, eavesdropper. So I guess this would be God coming in. God is bothered by how mean they are. And so we're here to bring it to the attention of everybody that's listening. We got procrastinator, miserable. We got collaborating. So the ones who they got too comfortable. This would be the European people that were laughing at what they did with the ECOWAS member state heads. Okay, so they're miserable now. We got collaborating because I'm collaborating with the Most High, revealing this information. And they say I'm wasting. They think that I'm wasting my talent working for the side of good. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. We got expanding and thief. Exactly. That's the truth of the matter, because you're a liar. You want to steal my expansion. What I'm doing with myself is the best thing that I could and should be doing with myself, because I'm going to take off. I'm going to be greater than you. My rewards are overflowing. You think you're rich? You think you're powerful? Right now, I have more riches and power than you. How can you look at me and tell me that I'm going in the wrong direction? Say that I'm wasting my talent. Where does my talent come from, Mumu? God gave me this talent. If I wasn't using it to serve God's purpose, do you think it would be this potent? Idiot. It wouldn't. It's because I'm using my gifts to serve the Lord. Why is this potent? Mathematics. I'm great at that type of mathematics. I'm a professional. He got addict, stylish, chatterbox. That would be me. Everybody knows that's my name. Vindicated. People watch me because they know that my information is true. That's what that say. No matter how much y'all would like to, you love to stop people from being able to watch this channel and get the information that's coming out here. People value this because we need this to be able to stand firm against you. All right. Oh, Lord. Let's see what this deck has to reveal to us. Next message. Okay, let's do it this way. Because this deck is so small, it's kind of, it works in a different kind of way. All right. Okay, this deck is kind of wild, so I'll translate for you, okay? All right, so the subject matter, we got push-ups, ribbon dance, weightlifting, and handstands. So this all has to do with strengthening the arms. This all has to do with hands, okay? So something about the hands. Yes, God could be talking about my hands. Let's see. Okay. Oh, good God. So we got masturbate. And we got belly exercises or belly stuff. And we got the legs. Okay, so the message that God is trying to I can't find the word I'm looking for. Convey, that's the one. Okay, so when I get the sex cards in my readings, if it's a psychological reading, then we know that sex is talking about how we interact with each other. It's not actually talking about the act of sex for reproduction or for sexual pleasure or anything like that. It's talking about, it could be communication, like fighting, like hugging, just how we treat each other. Okay, that's what the sex card mean in a psychological way, if it's not talking about the physical body, right? So if we were to check masturbate, it talks about by the self. So masturbation is sex by yourself. Okay, so I guess it's about me. It's me, one. And then we got belly dancing and sit up. So this is talking about this area. So this will be talking about the solar plexus chakra and the sacral chakra. Okay? And the root chakra. And it's like the intuition is somehow connected to this section. So that will be the God coming in to me, right? And we got the hiking or stair climbing or treadmill on an incline. So we're going up. All that is going up. Movement upward. So me and God, by ourselves, we're helping to take everything and everyone upward by using the gift that I have with my hands. The gift that they claim I'm wasting because I'm not using it to serve their evil dominion. So, with my hands, we have this sexual orgasm. So that's basically saying success. Okay? So with these hands and the messages that we bring using these cards, because I could get the downloads, but with these cards, it's like God wants you to see for yourself. Because God could tell me everything that it wants me to know. But God said, nah, we're going to use the cards because it shows that this is no joke. Imagine this is about the News Corps and what they're refusing to tell us, but God need us to know. And the News Corps card came out. So who want to call us a fake, they can call us a fake, that's fine. But time will come when all will be revealed, because you can't hold the truth down. So we got facial expressions. Yeah, it's surprising. Yeah, so these facial expressions can now include smiling, because we the people are getting the information that we know that will encourage us to treat each other and treat life in the way that we should actually treat it. Okay? And I work alone. Outside of God, I'm not with any organization. I am a free radical. I am a whatever you call an element that can fit any and everywhere. I am that. I go where God wants me to go. Because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. So if I allow myself or ask to be used by the divine to help the divine's cause, then I have to then become malleable to be around good people and bad people and rich people and poor people and, confused people and very intelligent people and, I just have to go wherever God need me. All right? That's who I work for, the divine. So I'm not with any group. I'm not with any government. I'm not with anybody but the Most High God. If it's not God's army, if it's not God's government, I'm not a part of it. Excuse me. I'm kind of like a referee in the grand scheme of life. I'm like a referee. I'm a mediator. That's my role here in earth. I'm not here to take sides unless it's between right and wrong, good and evil. Okay? That's my only business here. Justice. That's my purpose. For those of you who are confused as to how I could be so nice to these evil people, giving them business ideas and stuff like that, that's the reason why. Because if you're gonna punish someone, okay, let's look at it this way. They've been using evil to get by in life, right? All this time. Now, what God did by giving them these business ideas from me is basically It's like throwing them a tester. Like, here's information that you can use to make honest money. You don't have to sin your soul. You don't have to rack up any more karmic debt. You don't have to create any more of a horrible future than you already have for you and your loved ones, your children, your spouse, those closest to you. What are you going to do with it? So it's a test for them. And those who are inspired by that business idea, they know what God told them. They know what other business ideas came to them, that they don't have to be hurting each other. They don't have to be hurting us. Business ideas that they can implement to make them clean money for a change. And God knows what they did or didn't do with those ideas. So it's a test for them. Because them actually taking the time to look into that idea and implement that idea, it shows some form of reformation. It shows some form of wanting to heal. It shows some form of dedication to going towards the right instead of going towards the wrong, mercilessly. See the psychology? That's what God is up to. So God threw them a little this and little that. Let's see what they're going to do with it. I'm here to help them. I'm here to guide them. I'm here to do readings for them. If they want more information on these things, they know exactly where to find me. So what they choose to do with this information, it will determine how their life look going forward. It's judgment time. Because now they have no excuse. Those who want to change, God has offered them a way out, or started the first step, and they know where to look for more business ideas if they really want to create a better environment. One where they're still rich and still powerful, but they don't have to be so dark and dirty and mean. Ain't nobody trying to take their spot. Shit. Nobody here wants to be you. What we have a problem with is how you're treating us. We have a problem with you being who you are at our expense. That's a problem. And your reluctance to allow us to be who we are at our expense. But you didn't know it was at your expense too, Mr. and Mrs. Corporate European guy and girl. The time for all those practices to come to an end is now. It is here. I imagine the next couple of years are not going to look the way that you wanted. You know that 2030 plan I hear y'all talking about? It's not going to look like what you people envisioned it would. And how long have I been doing this piece here? It's only been a few months. And look at the type of strides that we've made. Look at the type of growth that we've accomplished. It's not even from January. It's probably from about March. When I decided I've had enough of you people, okay? Since y'all don't want to stop, I'ma stop this fucking wheel. Cause if I leave it up to you, y'all gonna never stop. And I had really had it up to here with you people, and I'm not gonna make me drown. So I was ready to push back and look like God was ready too, and here we are. And I was serious. You see, I was serious. I told y'all we have the power. We have the power to change this whole shit. We have the power to fuck everything up if we so wanted to. We always had that power. And I was aware of that power since about 2021, 22. And I haven't used it. I've been patient. Now it's 2025. And y'all won't let up off me. Y'all just not gonna stop abusing me, mistreating me, thinking that you could get me to conform. Y'all just refuse to stop. To the point where you have been draining your pockets, paying people this and that. At least the private sector make plenty money out of this project that you got concerning me. God stole from the rich and gave it to the poor. And then God changed their heart. After they took all your money, God changed their heart from wanting to be my enemy. And now they want to actually support me. Look at that. Your ill-gotten gains that you thought were untouchable. And now you want to put on inflation and increase the price of everything to try and recoup the 90 plus billion that you wasted on Project Me alone. That don't include the other projects that y'all wasted the money on. And then expect we the people to pay the bill. You're out of order. Mr. and Mrs. European guy and girl who's supposed to be taking care of the government and the shadow government behind you. All y'all are out of order. You need to take accountability for your nonsense. You made poor decisions. You thought you could conquer me and you failed. And you lost. That's your bill. That's not the bill of the people to pay back. To replenish your accounts of $90 billion plus dollars. Think that you're above the law. You're above your own law. But God's law is now here. You're a system within God's system. You're not subject to your police, but you're subject to God's police. The real police. You're not subject to your own courts of law, but you're subject to God's court of law. The real Supreme Court. Mr. and Mrs. Corporate European guy and girl. And all the people who support you and your antichrist-like behavior. Oh, Malika. Malika, can you heat up this for me, please? Here, 1 minute. I want to know what love is. Thank you. I want you to show me. I want to feel what love is. I be having too much fun with this. Ah. Okay, where we at now? Okay.
It's the perfect amount of fun.
Yes, yes. Okay, so So we got incestuous acts with sister. Okay, so incest. Incest talks about it's okay.
Down, please.
Incest talks about family. Incest talks about like family. Close interactions with family. Let's look up the word incest actually. Nah, you know what? Let me use my dictionary. I can't trust Google. Not all the time anyway. Incest. Okay. Incesty. Okay, incest, sexual intercourse between two people too closely related to marry. Between two people closely related to marry. And we know that sex in when we're doing a psychological reading, let me have it.
It's hot.
Yeah. Sex, when we're doing a psychological reading, it talks about just interaction, intercourse. So how do we define that? And it says two people too close to marry. So incestuous acts with sister. But this is not about marrying. So what's another way of interpreting marriage is like a partnership? So too close to each other to form a partnership. So interactions between two people that are too close to form a partnership. Okay. It's like repelling. I feel like God is talking about myself and these European heads who I told them I'm the other side of their coin. So it's like as powerful as they are in society, I too am that powerful. They never believed me, but it doesn't make it any less true. So basically it's like they're the dark side of the coin and I am the light side of the coin. Same coin, but we're too close together. I guess it's like if I'm on this side and they're on that side, it's like when it's this way then they're that way, and when it's this way then I'm that way. So let's read on and see what else we gather. Backside 30 seconds next time. It's hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Incestuous acts with sister. That's why I used to tell Dragon Lady, like, I am the other side of you. I am as powerful as you, but on the other side. Yeah. You don't outrank me. It's either I outrank you or we the same. Let me tell you that now. I want to talk about power. Shit, I'm powerful. Whether you want to believe or agree with it or not, God made me this way. So that God can use me for this purpose. Because you need to be policed. You need to be policed. You need to be put in check. Somebody needs to stand up and bring the balance back to our interaction as a human family. Because we're making a mess of things. I bet you this card is gonna be in the upright. Let's see. It's gonna be in the reverse because it says having sex with animals. Because as we already gathered, having sex isn't talking about actual sex, it's talking about interacting with each other. Okay? So, how we interact, it says, is basically saying no to interacting with people who act like animals. So that would be like the reptilian people who love to be in their reptilian energy. The truth is, all of us are capable of being in that reptilian energy, but that's not what most of us value. Most of us value uh friendship, most of us value love and laughter and community, good vibes. That's what most of us value. These people who have the power to say what happens and what doesn't happen in society, they don't care. They only care about their happiness. We care about everybody's happiness, as a standard. They only care about their happiness, and that's what makes us and them so different. They will throw their own mothers under the bus if it means that they get what they want out of life. They will rip their own loved ones' throats out. Nobody is safe around these people. And that's what makes us and them so different. They don't have any borders. So people like myself have to be created to be a border, or else nobody will be safe, including they themselves, because they're too stupid to realize how what they do damages not only the people that they target, but they themselves. Mother Nature get them all the time and they just can't read the signs. They think that they get away with the nonsense that they do to us on a regular. They don't. I really should start a gossip column of this channel, where we get real personal, piss a whole bunch of people off, call them by names and shit. Tell the world how karma has been dealing with them for the nonsense that they've been doing to us. So everybody can see clearly how life really works. Because they have lied to themselves and they believe the lies. It makes them comfortable. So they think that there's no consequence for the nonsense that they do. They don't see their kidney failure and their heart failure and their barrenness. They can't make no babies. Their impotency. They don't see their multiple sclerosis as... They don't see any of these things as their jail or their sentencing for their crimes against humanity. We need to make them see. They don't see how their psychological torment, when they're in their quiet, private place, is actually an extension of the physical prison that they think. That because they have control over those who have control over these prisons, that they will never enter. Our body could either be our palace or our prison. Our mind can either be a palace or a prison when it comes to the Supreme Court justice of the divine matrix. God don't need all these physical things to imprison us or to punish us. Everything happens right within self. Alchemy. Cause and effect. Karma. Some people even go as far as to say that karma doesn't exist. Why? Because it makes them feel more comfortable. It makes them feel more comfortable to continue to do wrong by others. and they tell themselves that there's no consequence to pay. So they lie to themselves and tell themselves that karma doesn't exist. Some of them even try using scripture sometime, talking about only God can judge us on all these things to give themselves peace. The Bible also said, do unto others as you'll have them do unto you. The Bible also said, of all these things, the greatest is love. The Bible also said, blessed is the man who walk not in the counsel of the ungodly. What is the definition of ungodly? If it's not the bullshit that you, Mr. and Mrs. Corporate, and those who believe in your cause, those corrupt government officials and civil servants, those corrupt civil servants have been doing to us for the longest while. What is ungodliness? And you go to church and you try to escape. Because you go to church, you think that undo all the bad things that you did the other 6 days of the week. Sitting in church on Sunday, thinking, oh, you're gonna screw Monday. By his deeds shall a man be known. Anyway, let's move on. So, having sex with animals or interacting with people in their animalistic nature in the reverse. Let's see, incestuous acts with brother. So, female and now the male energy. So, it's like being we're just too opposite. We're too close to each other. Let's see what God is trying to say with this. So we got sexually attracted to a friend of the same sex. Okay, so birds of a feather flock together, right? And then we got abduction. Interesting. So this is talking about exactly what we were talking about with the ECOWAS heads of state. Because they're so different, they're like, yeah, we're not as vile. We're not as vile as you. We don't get so far into our animalistic nature. Okay? So that's where we differ. You're this side of the coin and I'm this side of the coin. Okay? So they found somebody who is like them, sexually attracted to a friend of the same sex. They behave like the European Union, so they found somebody who is just like them. And then we got abduction, which is what I estimated happened to these heads, the original heads of states of the ECOWAS Union. Okay, let's read on. Setting up one's own family for personal gain. You see that? Let's read on. Robbing graves. In this case, it's just robbing. It's robbery. Bathing in animal blood. Inciting violence. So depriving the laws that they wanted to implement in these ECOWAS states is going to deprive the people of something. Setting up one's own family for personal gain. So they're setting up the heads, the original heads, for personal gain. The European Union is setting up the original heads of the ECOWAS member states for personal gain. Since they refuse to do what they want them to do, they just decided to put someone else in their space after they abduct them. So if we see like mass disturbance in these ECOWAS states, this is the reason why. Okay? So the animal blood would be the blood of the people. It could be the tears of the people. It doesn't have to actually be blood. It could be them crying. It could be them just being upset. Whatever laws they got these lookalikes to implement in the original leaders' identity, they're meant to hurt the people of these ECOWAS member states. This is what the mainstream news media isn't going to tell you. They abducted the original leaders and put some stand-ins in their spot until this mission is complete. Then they're going to remove these lookalikes and release the original heads of states from their holding place, their involuntary holding place. This is the last deck. We made it. I was not about to split this up into no 2 or 3 parts. I didn't feel like I should. And this is why they wanted me to work for them so bad, that they spent so many years and spent so much money trying to maneuver me into a mind frame where I will say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna help you. Because they know that if I'm not working for their team, then I'm the opposition. Now you're finally getting it. I am the opposition. I've been telling you I am the opposition. You should go back into my Facebook posts from 2009 or 10 or 11 or 12 or whenever I started talking about this part. I told you, I've always said no. It took you 17, almost 20 years to fucking finally hear me and accept my no as a no. That's how egoistical or egotistical, that's how huge your egos are. You believe your own lies. That's how out of touch with reality you are. That's how powerful you think you all are. You were so sure that you could get me to buckle or bow. I wasn't made for you. I wasn't made to serve you. I'm already a prisoner. And I'm already married. I already have an owner. And I'm quite happy. Anybody want me, whether to make me their prisoner or their wife, they have to get clearance from the Most High God first. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. Whoop, whoop. Somebody said that is all of the police. Whoop, whoop. Mm. They treat us like shit and they need us to save them from themselves. These idiots kept bumping their head. They walk in, yeah. This is what the corporate people look like that were coming after me. So they're walking, right? They're walking in the dark. And they just keep bumping their head, right? So they step back a bit. And then these idiots come walk again straight. So they're walking and they bump. So they step back, they walk and they bump. This is what they've been doing for almost 20 years. Just that. They don't say, let me put my hand out and feel what's ahead of me. You know? They don't even try. These people didn't try to talk to me not once. They didn't show me no kind of respect or regard whatsoever. They already declared themselves God and Lord over everybody, including me. As if everybody is the same. God didn't make all of us to serve the same purpose. You need to recognize who you're dealing with when you're dealing with them. The same way we need to realize when we're dealing with devils, evil people. Y'all need to recognize when you're dealing with truly good people. We here. We are here. How much money you could have saved if you had just recognized me for who I told you over and over and over and over and over. You didn't even test out the theory to find out. You didn't even test out the theory to find out if what I was telling you about who I say I am is true. That's how much disregard. That's how much confidence in your own stupid thoughts you had. For almost 20 years, you've been delusional about me. That doesn't look good on your record. The subject matter of this part of the reading, the last part of the reading. Okay, we got India. Interesting. I have to check both of those cards before I start. Okay. So the first card we have to come out, USA. America, America. So those of you who are doubting that America is the one behind. This is the European part of the reading. ECOWAS is meant to be the long arm of America in Africa. Because these are the people who want to control the whole wide world. So just know that everywhere they have a faction and they look just like the people who come from the country. That's how they move. And where the people won't do what they want them to do, they got masks made up of these people so they can remove them when they want and send in the duplicates, do what they gotta do, get the duplicates out of there and send back in the originals, while everybody is looking at the originals like the originals is the one who made all these horrible decisions for their people. ECOWAS, the heads of the ECOWAS member states, you all are lucky that I exist. You're lucky that God erected somebody like me to do what I am doing right now. Everybody may not believe me, but some people are going to believe what I'm saying. And that's going to help take some of the heat off of you. You're welcome. So anywho, the next card that came out is Rastafarianism. Let's look at the underlying issue. This should be interesting. I'm guessing that America, and this is me and me God, me and me God, me and me God, me and me God. Represent for your God like me. All right. So we got air. We got Russia. This is not Russia like Russia. We got Prince Emmanuel, the high priest, my high priest. They were the Rastafarian high priest. Okay, so air, Russia. Is it Russia? Let's read on, let's see. So we got Jefferson 3. So that's, the Jeffersons are secret agents, okay? We got up to like 6 of them in this deck. So the third one, so that means there's 2 of them that are uncounted for. Let's read on. So Jefferson, we got pastor. We got iron. Diamonds. Land. Rubber. A destiny. Oh God. Firmament. Okay. Medicine. So what I'm getting here is we are the medicine. So the air representatives is representative of the word. Okay? And then Russia. Because usually when I see Russia in readings like this, when God uses a deck that got the word in there, it means to be rushing. It rushes Prince Emmanuel as a secret agent, a pastor. So I'm Jefferson 3. So this has never come out as God's secret agents before, but I'm getting this as God's secret agent because this is my high priest. This is who I see as the high priest, okay? Because it's a Rastafarianism. Anybody who know Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards, aka Priest, Honorable Priest Emmanuel from Bobo Hill, Jamaica, that one. The one who said, Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, Rasta, that guy, okay? So it's rushing the Honorable Priest, Jefferson 3, and the pastor. That part is coming through kind of cloudy. Well, anyway, whatever this godly person is saying, it's hard like iron, but it's precious like diamonds. And it offers firmness. So basically, what I'm getting is the information that we're offering here today is bringing some people to clarity, and it's helping to level the playing field, so to speak, because the Americans intended for the ECOWAS civilians to be hateful and violent towards their leaders. But now that it's been revealed that it's not their leaders who are making these horrible decisions on the people's behalf, it's actually duplicates of them sent in by America, I imagine the response to their leaders will be very different. Okay? So, it's bringing more firmness of mind. And we got rubber and destiny. So, rubber, it makes things bounce off. So, whereas they intended for the people to be violent towards the leaders, the trick that the trick isn't gonna stick, it's gonna bounce off. And the destiny is more firmness. That's what's gonna actually happen. Medicine, there's gonna be healing for the ECOWAS leaders and their people. So what America thought it was gonna be able to accomplish by doing this is not what's going to actually happen. And it's all because of we meddling kids. Oh, we got time. And then we have Jefferson 1. So there's Jefferson 1. So now where's Jefferson 2? So let's read on time and Jefferson 1. So I guess Jefferson 1 would be the Most High God. Okay. Oh, we got Muslim. Muslim person. Who is that? Kiesla. Interesting. Oh, we got Antarctica. And then we got the Emperor Haile Selassie coming in next. The Emperor said, I'm cold. Interesting. Okay. And then we got Angola. So Angola comes into this somehow. And then we got God coming in behind that. Angola. And we got God's people. Okay, so that's we the people. Hey. And so we got Honorable Marcus Garvey. Okay, Jefferson 6. So the Honorable Marcus coming all the way at the end. Okay. We got prophet and saint. You know, the prophet, Honorable Marcus Garvey is the prophet. Prophet, priest, and king. That's how the Rastafarians have been taught. So we got the prophet, the priest, and the king. So anyway, Marcus Garvey come in. Yeah, that's what we said. As a prophet and saint of the group. As Jefferson 6. So that means Jefferson 2, 4, and 5 are unaccounted for. And y'all don't need to know what's going on with those ones. But Jefferson 1 is a Muslim person. God wants we to know that. So the one who is standing at the head of whatever is going on here is a Muslim person. And these are good secret agents. Okay, it's a Muslim person. And then we got Jefferson 3, secret agent 3. So it's like what information we brought out here today is like rushing the high priest to get things in order. That's why I say air, Russia, Prince Emmanuel, the high priest. So it's like what we've been saying here today, the information that's being revealed today is rushing God, the priest, the Son of God, to, okay, you know, he said they say a child shall be born and you shall call him Emmanuel. Yeah. But that's a conversation for another time. Everybody call him Jesus, but they say call him Emmanuel, and nobody really calls him Emmanuel. That's the first thing that they said to call him. I don't get what's happening there. But anywho. So yeah. So Jefferson 3, Pastor. So I guess in me a Jefferson 3. So Jefferson 2 is unaccounted for, 4 and 5. But this is all about God, people, and Emperor Haile Selassie. This came courtesy of Emperor Haile Selassie. Emperor Haile Selassie said, yo, I am cold, okay? I'm cold like Antarctica. I'm Antarctica cold. Yeah, we did that. Yeah, we said that. And what? That's what Emperor Haile Selassie is basically saying. Emperor said, yeah, I want to be cold, I can be cold too. Shit. I am the face of the company, okay? I just work here. Anywho, we give God all the praise. Thank you guys so much for chilling with me for this fucking long 3 hours and 12 minutes, 3 hours and 13 minutes. I hope that you found the information here very helpful. Until next time, loves. Let's go on taking care of ourselves and each other. Remember that we the people are winning in this season, okay? The earth belongs to the meek. They say the meek shall inherit the earth. It's not for the arrogant. It's not for the arrogant pricks who have been running it for all this time and who think they still have the power to run it the way that they've been running it. We're going to keep dismantling their shit until they realize that their shit is being dismantled. Okay? When they're ready to come out of their delusional way of thinking and being, that's on them. Until then, we just gonna keep on doing what the divine has called us to do, because we got places to go, people to see, life to experience, laughter to laugh. You know what I mean? Okay, we got life to live, and we not on the nonsense with these idiot people and their meanness. Good vibes only. Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Evil Guy. And when y'all ready to come join the party, you're welcome, but you have to behave your motherfucking self. Because we don't play that antichrist like shit over here. Or we're going to send you back where you come from. We're going to get security to take you out the party. You can't sit with us. Ooh, think I'm joking, I'm for real. Anyway, you guys, let's go on giving God thanks, okay? And just try our best to do and be what God has called us to be. God don't expect perfection. You know, perfection is boring. God expects us to do better. You know, it's okay. It's okay to be imperfect. But what we need is for us to try to get it right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need to teach the children the right. Okay? Yeah. It's in our hands to do so. Because tomorrow will look like the picture we painted it to be today. Today looks like the picture we painted it to be years ago. Do you understand? So going forward, we have the power to create the kind of tomorrow that we want to see. So let's paint a beautiful picture so we got something beautiful to enjoy in the future, you know? Yeah, I wish us all the best. Take care.